Hi guys, I'm on my way to the airport right now to check out the Game of Thrones filming locations in Dubrovnik, Croatia. So stay tuned. So the spot I'm standing right now is the Dubrovnik West Harbor, which is also called the King's Landing Harbor. And this was made famous by the HBO's Game of Thrones. This area was used for multiple scenes in the Game of Thrones, where Sansa talks to Littlefinger, and also when Cersei was here, and at the end of the last episode of the last season, where everybody was saying goodbye to Jon Snow.
But it's not coming back. The captain's tired of risking his life so King's Landing lords and ladies can get drunk on better wine than they deserve. I wish there'd been another way.
You can come see me, you know, at Castle Black.
I can't.
You think anyone will dare tell you women aren't allowed?
So this area was shown in the Game of Thrones for a brief moment only. This is where the King's Guard was drowning one of Baratheon's bastard son for making a claim to the throne. So Cersei ordered the guards to kill them. This is the Blackwater Bane Game of Thrones, and they use a boat to take off from this bay. And as you can see, they use kayaks now to take off.
May the warrior give her courage. She would bear.
So this is Park Granite. This is where Joffrey was poisoned and killed. So in this long street here, they put a red carpet all the way through here. And then they CGI this fountain. And in this area, where there's a long table right there, and that's where Joffrey was seated. And as you can see, it's quite scenic, where they CGI the background as well, where there's a huge castle right there. So this area you wouldn't recognize quite easily unless you're really looking for it. And it's also quite accessible because there's a fort right down below, which is around 5 minutes walk. This is the Pile Gate in the Game of Thrones, where Joffrey, the Hound, and the Mountain walk through. This area is quite popular because it's one of the entrance to the old town, the Pile Gate. And this is the King's Gate in the Game of Thrones. And as you can see, there's a lot of people piling through, the same amount in the scene in the Game of Thrones.
Back in! All hail the king! Please, your grace, we're hungry!
This is the ethnographic museum, but in the show it's the Littlefinger's brothel. This is a street where Tyrion and Oberyn meet each other in season 4, because Oberyn is at King's Landing at that time because he was looking for revenge for the death of his sister and her children.
Oh, they take all kinds.
Even Dornish.
The king is very grateful that you traveled all this way for his wedding.
Now let us speak truth here. Joffrey is insulted. I am only the second son.
This is the Jesuit Street, or Deceptive Wallow in the Game of Thrones, where Cersei walked naked in this street in the Walk of Shame scene. As you can see, there's not a lot of people at the moment because it's before 9. So after that, there's going to be a lot of people here sitting and eating and taking photos. And as you can see, it's not a lot there. There's tables and tents there, but in the scene, of course, the Game of Thrones, they put a CGI background in there. So in this scene in the Game of Thrones, there's a priest here preaching to the people about the corruption in the city.
Does that mind of yours you keep going on about?
Well, I've never actually been able to kill people with it.
Corruption! Yes! We are swollen, bloated, foul!
This is the house of the Undying in Karth in Season 2, where Daenerys was looking for her stolen dragons. Daenerys was walking through here and looking up and looking for the entrance to check out her dragons. Alright, in this area, this is where Tyrion and Varys were discussing the defense of the King's Landing. So they were at the edge of that wall and they were looking at the sea and then discussing how to defend King's Landing. So the city of Dubrovnik is really smart for not charging HBO to film Game of Thrones in the city, because they know that the show is going to get big and they're going to get the money back from the people that are going to see the locations or from tourism. So it's a smart move from the city of Dubrovnik. Thank you guys for watching the video. Check out the next video of Dubrovnik.